Hello, everybody. My name is Ayoti, and this is Eagle Striker, the home of Nigerian footballers. We are live. Sorry, this is coming quite late, but we are live. Let's get into it. Portugal 4, Nigeria 0. I had to wrap up a couple of things before joining you guys, but I want us to get into the conversation. What did you think of the match? I know a lot of people have been ranting in the comments. Let's hear your rants in person. Thank you, Awuni, Victor. I see you. Someone said, "Guy, go sleep." But yeah, what did you guys think of the game? I'd like to hear your thoughts, your comments. I obviously have some comments of my own as well that I'm going to share with you. Um, I don't know if I'm going to bash any player, but I'm going to say I don't bash players in general. But I'm just going to see how I feel. I'm upset at a couple players. One person in particular, not for any major reason, but because of one action. Performance as a whole was poor. You can't sugarcoat it. Terrible performance by the team. We didn't look like a unit at all. Vitasai Samoye was good. I mean, but yeah, far more negatives than positive. Far more negative than positive. Um, okay, before we get into it, let me just hail everybody. Let me hail everybody. Please let me know where you guys are joining from so I can acknowledge you very quickly. Thank you to everybody joining on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, all around the world. Let me know where you're joining from so I can hail you. Nays Kabani says, "Hi, I'm in Portugal." Thank you, Portugal. Thank you, Nays, for joining. Let me see where else the people are watching from. I can see some people are joining us from Nigeria. Thank you very much. Um, Somebody says we don't deserve to play in the World Cup. I say he is joining from Ghana. My Ghanaian brother, thank you. Thanks for joining. Congrats on you guys' win today. Christopher George is in Canada. Ogona is in Canada. A lot of Canadians here. Executives Initiative. Shout out to my guys, Executives Initiative. Thank you for joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Our friends in Ontario, Canada. Thank you. John is in Spain. John is in Spain. Fusi Hype, I see you. Let's see. Sam Obina is in Ireland. Emeka Okeke is in the UK. Odera is in Cyprus. I see you, Prime Football TV. Thank you for joining. Okay, let me just go through the lineup very quickly before we get into the match. Mimiko, I say where are you joining from? You did not tell us. You said I should hail you. Oh, yeah, shout out to Mimiko. Thank you for joining. Um, okay, let's talk about it. First of all, the lineup. The lineup. So for the game against Portugal, we had Francis Zoho in goal. Uzoho has been there, done that. We've seen him multiple times. I would have liked to see Adeleye play maybe last 10, 15 minutes, if possible, even start the match. I doubted he was going to start because it's a game against Portugal, but I would have liked to see him play. But yeah, Uzoho was in goal. Akpoguma, centre back pairing with Trust Ekong. Akpoguma and Trust Ekong, they didn't cover themselves in any glory today. They looked like they haven't played together before, which they haven't. They clearly did not know how to play with each other. Other than I think one block that Akpoguma made in the game, I didn't really see anything defensively that made me smile. Bright Osai Samuel put in a good shift, his debut. Unfortunate to concede a penalty, from right back. It was a handball. I thought it was a harsh. I thought it was a harsh handball decision. His hand was away from his body, yes, but his hand was also behind his back. It was a bit tough on him, I think. But they considered the penalty, they gave it away. He won a penalty for Nigeria as well, so you can kind of say he balanced it out. But yes, Bright Osai Samuel, I think, was probably our best player today from right back. We had Calvin Bassey from left back as well. Calvin Bassey, if you guys have been watching me or listening to me, I like Calvin Bassey. But today he didn't look great. Maybe it's because he's been playing at center back for the entire season and he's just better there. But Calvin Bassey didn't look great today. He didn't look that good. He looked like he wasn't so sure what he was doing. And yeah, we didn't wrap ourselves in glory. In midfield, we had Iwobi in Didi Aribo. Non-existent midfield, non-existent midfield. Portugal were playing around us as they wished. Of course, Portugal have serious quality. Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, Yao Mario, whoever they play, they have serious quality in their squad. But at the same time, in Didi, Iwobi, Aribo, you would think that that's a midfield trio that can hold their own to a certain level, to a certain extent. In Didi, other than few tackles that he was trying to make here and there, honestly wasn't great. Aribo, when he had the ball, he wasn't sure whether to drive with the ball or whether to just pass. Times that he could drive with the ball, he just seemed to be jogging slowly, moving slowly forward. I think Aribo was probably the worst midfielder today. Not to knock him, he's a fantastic player, but our midfield was pretty poor. I will say. Um, and then on the flanks, we had Ademola Lookman and we had Moses Simon. Lookman from the right, Simon from the left. Both players had bad games. If I'm being honest, both players had bad games. Lookman was just worse, and it's unfortunate to say because I rate Lookman so highly. I rate Ademola Lookman so highly. I think he's a fantastic player. I think he's a fantastic talent. He's been doing so well for Atalanta this season. But today he was poor. Honestly, he was barely in the game. Obviously, he was going to go off at some point. Simon wasn't so great, but Simon was at least more in the game. Simon was getting the ball, was getting to the final third, and then making bad decisions. But Lookman could not even get into the game, in my opinion. Lookman had 16 touches in the entire game, and he only played the first half, but he had only 16 touches. And I mean, you say he doesn't get service. I look at it like he's supposed to create something. I don't think that a winger is supposed to complain about getting service, honestly. um but yeah, in my opinion, Lookman was worse than Simon today. Not that Simon was great either. And then in attack, the striker, we had Terry Murphy. Murphy was not in the game either. Played 58 minutes, had only 15 touches of the ball. Barely did anything, honestly. Barely did anything. He had only 11 passes in the whole game. I said 15 touches, he had 11 passes, completed 6 passes. Terra Murphy basically came to do cardio. He basically just went there to work out a little bit and to do cardio. Wasn't in the game. And obviously that's a knock on our midfield, that's a knock on our wingers, a knock on our supply, because we know Murphy is a fantastic striker. I have a video that I'm going to shoot and post on YouTube comparing Terra Murphy and Victor Osimhen, just their abilities, the way they play, everything. Murphy is a fantastic striker. He scores more often than he misses, but he didn't even get a chance today to do anything. So it was a really, really mediocre performance by the Super Eagles, I must say. Did we gain anything from this game? If I want to look for the silver lining, I mean, the positive from this game is probably that we know that we're not that good. And we know that we need to work harder. Maybe that's the only positive, because based on performance, there was nothing to write home about from the starting 11. The subs, at halftime, they brought on Chukwueze and Onyeka. And I'll give Chukwueze some credit. Chukwueze was the only Nigerian player that I think even won a free kick for us in any kind of good position. Chukwueze was fouled 2 times in the match, and he was the most fouled player. In fact, between both teams, because we were also not tackling Portugal. Yeah, and he was fouled 2 times. He was the most fouled player in the game. Chukwueze was the first person to force a save from Rui Patricio. So I would say if you want to give anybody some kind of credits, you give to Chukwueze. He had 28 touches of the ball, completed 2 dribbles, but yeah, he brought some kind of spark. But other than that, nothing to write him about. Frank Onyeka came on, didn't do much, no successful dribble. He had 2 forward passes in the entire match, committed 2 fouls, that was pretty much it. 1 interception, nothing really to be excited about. I don't even know what to talk about when it comes to the players' performances today. Etebo, I criticized this call up in the first place. I don't know why Etebo was in this team, other than based on, say, he's a senior man. And again, sometimes when I say these things, some players take offense to it, or maybe somebody will be recording live and send to the player and say, see how Eagle Striker is bashing you. But at the same time, if we're being honest with ourselves, which a lot of people don't like to be, but if we're being honest with ourselves, we all know that Etebo did not deserve to be in the squad. Etebo has played all of 6 matches this season after being injured for the last 2 years. And even when he was fit, he wasn't doing anything great. All respect to Etebo, he's been a good servant for the Super Eagles, but struggled at Watford, struggled at get a Getafe, and then somehow gets a call up because of 5 matches in Aris. Crazy decision by the NFF. I don't even know why he played today, frankly. 23 touches in the entire 21 minutes that he played, committed a foul. All our players were just committing fouls and not producing anything going forward. He was accurate in his passes, I will say that, you know, but he was playing very, very short passes. I don't know. Etebo was just a passenger in the game today, as far as I'm concerned. Paul Onuachu, we know him, top goal scorer in Genk. Fantastic striker. I said it before that I think he's underrated. A lot of people don't give him credit for how much he can actually play football. I thought Onuachu did a decent job, okay job, holding the ball up, trying to bring people into play. He had one half chance in the second half. He had one half chance. Oh yeah, you guys just reminded me. Etebo nearly scored on goal. Yes, that's true. He wasn't looking at where he was passing to, and he just passed it, almost into the net. It was all had to run and save it. I forgot about that. But yes, that actually happened. But yeah, Polonwachu had one half chance that I thought he could have done better with. He was rushing a little bit, you know, but yeah, nothing to write home about for Polonwachu as well. And then the last sub, the person that I was waiting for him to come last because I'm going to lambast him just a little bit, Emmanuel Dennis. Emmanuel Dennis doesn't cover himself in any glory at all. Didn't try today. I don't like to speak negative about Nigerian players. If you guys know me, you know this already. But man, Dennis today, like people already think that you're not a team player. People already think that you're arrogant. People already think that you're selfish. Then you just like show it in one swift move. You just show everything that people already think. I was like, what? We win a penalty. First of all, Bright Osai Samuel worked hard to win the penalty. Bright Osai Samuel, won the penalty. Why are you even coming to take the pen in the first place? And it's a thing about selfishness. It's about personal glory. It's about greed. And I don't care what anybody's going to say. People might disagree with me, but that's what it is. And that's what it is. We have to be honest with ourselves. How do we win a penalty and then you run and grab the ball when you know that you're not a designated penalty taker? You know that. Ekong is a penalty taker. I mean, I was surprised when he took the last one, but he scored it and he was good at it. And we saw that Ekong is a penalty taker. I mean, if you even want to say, okay, Ekong is a defender, he shouldn't take the penalty, then you give it to players that actually take penalties for their clubs. Onuachu scores penalty nearly every week. Nearly every week, Onuachu scores the penalty. We know this. We see it. But then, all of a sudden, you just want to grab the ball and take a pen. I saw it. I was so disappointed. It was a very selfish act by a player. And again, this is something that people already think about Dennis. I'm not going to come and say I know him personally. I don't. But this is something that people already think about him. This is a player that there were reports that when he left Watford, the Watford locker room had a party. There were reports about that. I know people in Belgium that tell me negative things about his time in Belgium. I was so disappointed in him today. I already did not think that Dennis deserved to be in the squad. I said it when I spoke before the match that I didn't think Dennis deserved to be in the squad based on performance, whether in the past or in the present. Sitting on the bench every week in work for Nottingham Forest. I don't know why he got caught up in the first place, and then for him to do something like that and be so selfish. Some people were saying that his birthday was yesterday, so he wanted to score birthday goal. Like what? You want to score birthday goal? What does that have to do with Nigeria? What does that have to do with the team? So I just cannot understand it. I've been and I hate the fact that I've been observing just little things since like yesterday when they were doing the player initiations yesterday in the Super Eagles camp. I was watching the videos and I could see like, which is pretty normal. You see the UK boys, Iwobi, Lukman, Aribo, they tend to sit together, in Super Eagles camp because they are friends. They grew up together in England. They know each other. And Dennis was trying to join that clique yesterday. I was already looking at it like, oh, this guy, because of what you hear, what you think, you're already thinking, okay, maybe this guy thinks he's better than the Nigerian ones. He wants to be hanging out with the UK boys because he may play for Premier League now. It was already leaving me a wrong impression in my head. Then you now go today and just add to it by being selfish, taking a ball that you have no reason taking, undermining the coach. Ekong was being a captain because Ekong knew that it would be even more embarrassing to fight on the field, in front of everybody, to be fighting over ball. That's the reason why Ekong left him. That's the reason why Ekong left him to take it, because it'd be more embarrassing to fight over it. But honestly, Dennis showed himself today. He showed who he is, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not going to say that he shouldn't get caught up again because that's not how it works. But I will say that we don't need selfish players in our team. We don't. We're already playing as a group of individuals. We need to become a team. And if somebody is going to do that, I'm sure he knows that he has messed up today big time. But knowing the kind of person that Dennis is, he'll probably say he doesn't care. He doesn't care what anybody says. He doesn't care what I'm saying. My comments won't move him because who is Eagle Striker, who is IFT. But at the same time, I think it's a very, very bad thing for him to have done. I'm not going to just generalize and speak on other things that I'm not sure of. But what I saw today, no, all very disappointing move by Dennis. Even if he scored, it would have been disappointing. But for you to miss, man, for you to miss, that's the reason why I'm bashing you like this right now. Somebody said he has British accents. That's why that British accent that is not sure whether it's British or it's Nigerian, it's American. I beg. Um, I don't know why people cannot like. I've been in Canada for over 10 years, bro. I'm still speaking like a Nigerian because that's how it works. You don't just move to the UK and all of a sudden pick up a British accent. But I won't even get into all of that. But yeah, very, very unfortunate that he forced his way to take that penalty and he missed. And then let's talk about the coach. Let's talk about the coach. I think our coach was not coaching today. I think he wasn't coaching today. I think he was like us. He was also watching the match, just like the rest of us. I'm not a coach. Well, I used to be, but at no real level. But I'm not a professional coach, of course. You guys know that. I'm a media guy, a football fan. But I could not see the input, in that game that I would say, oh, coach is asking them to do something. It just looked like we had 11 individuals on the field that were just trying to make something happen. They didn't seem to know where the next player was going to run to. They didn't seem to have a clue where the next ball was going to go to. They were just playing with each other. Moses Simon will have the ball on the left, is dribbling, is faking shots. Players in the box have no idea what is happening. Like, they don't know, is he about to cross? They don't know, is he just going to shoot? Is he going to dribble three more players? They don't know where to position themselves in the box because our players do not know each other. And I know it's not easy for national team coaches, like you have these boys for 3 days and you have to prepare them for a match. I completely get that. It's not easy. But at the same time, I don't even know, like is our coaching. And I always say something here. One thing that annoys me so much, honestly, and this is just a personal thing, has no effect on coaching. One thing that annoys me so much is while losing a match, or we're losing by 2 in 30 minutes today. We're losing a match, and then the camera pans towards the coach. You just see the coach just folding his arms, just standing there. Like every maybe 10 minutes, I will see your mouth open and you say something. But again, for me, it's just how it looks. But I always wish that I always have a coach that is motivated. That is, that's why I like an Antonio Conte. Win or lose, he's on the field, he's playing the game with his players. And for me, those are the coaches that I like, frankly. Even if you are inept tactically, you don't know what you're doing. Just even shouting small can motivate certain people if you're shouting a few things that are good. But it was just disappointing. Somebody said, as John Ogu said on Twitter, everyone is just there for individual brilliance. Yeah, I saw the tweet. I don't know how I feel about it though. I don't know how I feel about Ogu making that tweet. I won't comment too much because Ogu and I have a good relationship. But I didn't like it. I'll be honest with you. I didn't like a player making that comment. I'll be honest with you. I didn't like it for a few reasons. But yeah. Um Somebody said Simon has been learning how to cross for 600 years now. But yeah, let's talk about Finidi George because you guys know I don't care. I don't fear anybody. I don't hide my feelings. I've made comments about Finidi George in the past. People said, "Oh, you're saying this, you're saying that." Why is he fighting for a jersey, bro? Like, why is he fighting for a jersey? I do not get it. Like, you are not you are a legend, bro. You are a legend. Like, you are a legend. And that is to show you how much our Nigerian legends have no value. I'm sorry to say, because I keep saying this thing. That's what happens when you don't build a brand. When you don't do anything while you're playing football, you're gonna be fighting for jersey with a current player. It's sad, it's disappointing, it's embarrassing. You know, it's so embarrassing. If you have level, if you get level, you call somebody, they will contact Pepe. Pepe will send you 2 jerseys for you and your kids. You know, if you have level, you're not going to wait for match that you do not play, then go and be dragging jersey with somebody that actually played the match. Like, everything is wrong with our national team right now. And bear in mind, this is the same Finidi George that will be insulting other coaches when they're not doing well. He's the one that will be insulting other, because I've said it before. Like, Finidi George is someone that is always so quick to bash coaches when they are not doing well for Super Eagles. So he's always so quick to bash an FF, quick to make one comment or the other. And I've said it's like, look at the man doesn't do anything. Like, it's sad. I hate to say it. I hate to talk about our Nigerian players like this or legends like this. But if nobody is real with them, then they will never understand. They will never understand. I pray that the current players don't fall into this kind of same. I can't imagine in 10 years time or 15 years time, Nigeria plays against France. Then you will now see legendary Wilfred Ndidi is now dragging jersey with somebody that is probably like 3 years old today. Just imagine. You know, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. It was a very disappointing result. 4-0 defeat. Bruno Fernandes 2 goals. The other 2 goals were scored by Goncalo Ramos and Yao Mario. Embarrassing for the Super Eagles. Shows exactly why we're not going to the World Cup. We say we're better than Ghana, but we don't show it at all. You know, and frankly, I said it that we're better than Ghana. But it's obvious that we have better players than Ghana, but Ghana is a better football team. You know, we saw it. Ghana is a better football team than us because we've not shown ourselves to be anything better than mediocre. I hate to talk about Nigeria like this, but it is the reality of where we are at. Somebody is saying check Eguavon's retweets. I don't see. So another thing is that the people that manage Eguavon's social media, they've turned Eguavon into a joke. I'm sorry. The people that manage the social media, they've turned it into a joke. If anything Eguavon retweeted is not from him. Eguavon doesn't. They've turned his social media into a joke. So don't look at Eguavon's social media. Is the people that manage his page. But yeah, Ghana won today, yeah, 2-0. But yeah, let me bring you guys on. Let's hear your thoughts. Let's hear what you guys feel about the match. You know, talk about any player you want to talk about. Talk about the state of Nigerian football. Thank God we're not going to the World Cup, because if we go to the World Cup like this, it's just laughter every day that everybody be laughing at us. You know, so honestly, Steph Monique, I agree with you. Portugal wasted their time playing us. Frankly, wasted their time playing us because they wanted a good test to prepare for the World Cup. I'm sure they're just like, bro, like, at least they know did not nobody got injured. That's the only positive for Portugal from this match. No, nobody got injured. I mean, but a big win is always good for your morale. So regardless, they'll be happy going into it. It's just a shame, honestly. Super Eagles, yeah, we have a lot of work to do. I don't doubt the quality of our players. I keep saying this. Simon is good. Is a fantastic player, best player for his club. Onuachu, best striker in Belgium. Murphy, best striker in Belgium after Mbappe and Neymar. Bassi, fantastic player. Ekong, okay. Akpoguma, good defender. Bright Osai Samuel, good player. So we have quality in key positions. Indeed, we know what Indeed brings. It will be best midfielder in the Prem this season. Aribo, good player. Hasn't lit it up in Prem, but good player. But the coaches are not making them play as a team. The coaches are not, and that's something that we need to fix. And then I won't even talk about media side. Let's forget that one. Let's talk about the football. Desas did not play. No, Desas did not play. Goalkeepers very quickly before I bring the first person on. Uzoho, I'm not going to criticize Uzoho today, honestly, because I didn't think like, oh, Uzoho was bad. I didn't think that. But personally, I would have liked to see Adeleye. I would have liked to see Adeleye. We know what Uzoho brings. We know what Uzoho has. Uzoho is an average goalkeeper, with all due respect to him. I mean, we don't have fantastic goalkeepers in Nigeria. We know that. But we have this young goalkeeper, Adeleye Adeleye. It's not even that young, he's 23, who is doing well in Israel. Israel is better than Cyprus. So whether you want to say, oh, level of competition, Israel is better than Cyprus. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. That's all I ask. I'm not saying make him the number one keeper. Give him a chance. Like, Uzoho is second choice for his club in Cyprus. Adeleye is first choice for his club in Israel. Give the guy a chance, man. Give the guy a chance. I don't know what he has to. I don't know who he has to settle. I don't know who he has to beg. But don't just like there's. I mean, I know some players. Some players like just getting called up and they're excited because he adds a little bit to their market value. But I'm sure the boy wants to play. Like, okay, he has gotten called up 3 times now. He has not. He has played maybe 10 minutes. What's that? Give him a chance. I didn't expect him to start because it's Portugal. I was saying, okay, coach will probably say he wants to play someone that has more experience. Uzo has played at the World Cup. Uzo, has played for Nigeria a lot of times. He's used to the pressure. I understand him starting. But at halftime, we're losing 2-0. Bring on your other goalkeeper. Let him get a chance. I mean, I wasn't expecting Maduka to play. Maduka has only played one match this season, so I understand that. But Adeleye, he's the best performing goalkeeper we have right now, and he did not get to play. And it's a bit disappointing. We're not going to play another match until next year when it's time for AFCON qualifiers, I think. Is it when we're playing AFCON qualifiers that we now want to be trying out a new goalkeeper? That's the problem. And then people will say, because if you call for a new goalkeeper, then people will tell you it doesn't make sense. How we bring someone that has not played for us before to come and play in an AFCON qualifier? And it to be a good explanation, to be a good reason. So why not play him in this dead rubber friendly? This friendly that is just a match to prepare Portugal for the World Cup. Why not play him? I don't get it. I already criticized selection when it happened. They don't call players based on merits. That's why we saw them Dennis in the squad. That's why we saw a Tebo in the squad. That's why we saw a Beduru in the squad. Because we don't call players based on merits. And then the players that are deserving of getting a chance, that are actually in the squad, just sit on the bench the entire time. So disappointing. So disappointing. I mean, all in all, we lost 4-0. We can complain, we can rant, we can say whatever we want to say. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done for the Super Eagles to even become, some kind of decent team in the near future. Yes, good evening, Babs Bami. Thank you for joining.
How are you today?
I mean, my day was good, other than the embarrassment of watching the Super Eagles. Honestly, my day was good.
I would say it's not an embarrassment. It's very, very disgraceful. Because I was not expecting 4-0.
Bro.
Because I know they're going to beat us.
No. They will beat us. Normal. Portugal is a strong team. I understand that one. But 4-0, like it's not even 4-0 that you can even say, the scoreline does not reflect the match or you were unlucky. It's 4-0 that, or then it could, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's 4-0 that, like, we did not try.
Oh, at all. I said something today. The Portuguese, they wasted all their money and everything for us. Even they have played our home base player that played against Costa Rica. I would say it's more better than today's match. I watched the match from the goalkeeper side. Our goalkeeper today, I won't blame him. I will give him like 4/10. From the defense line, he's so poor. Our captain couldn't pass accurate passes. Our captain, and he's putting on our back. I said something. I've watched these guys live here in America. I've watched them. I said there is nothing special, particular about a player. They are not born as a team. Our midfield today, I don't know what happened in the first half. I can count the balls he did touched up with his leg. He was just running about. Yeah, we are playing against Big Star who has the midfielders. But there was no gel in our midfield. We couldn't tap like 4 or 3 passes together. And our corner kick set pieces so poor. They made Murphy today as if he's not someone that I do see that runs to space to get balls to score. I see him. I was just watching. Later, after the first time, I was just saying, "What are they doing?" I was just laughing. The second half, poor. So our problem has many big things. The coach itself, I think he wanted to try something which the style that the boys doesn't understand. For me, I don't know. Because he was telling us all at the particular place that if you play to a player, that you shouldn't shoot the ball just anyhow again. Do we need that on the field? They should know. Play ball and let understand. Today it was so poor. So poor.
Yeah.
Our players today, I don't know what the market has given to them is 1 or 2. They have not done anything today. All of them. Except that guy on 2 jersey.
Bright or
I see
Saisa.
that strength. I see that power in that ball. I see that strength and power in that ball. Even that penalty, you will see he deliberately committed that guy to push him. Then you will know this is how to play football. Moses is a good player, but sometimes I do see it. When Moses play our corner kicks, Moses should play to a particular. Let's have a direction to it.
You know, and see, Balbami, I've said, because honestly, sometimes I feel like, you know, when they say was it like a broken record, literally, because this thing about set pieces, if you guys remember, before AFCON, I was making the same comment about set pieces that we don't look like we actually try or we practice or we know. It's almost as if like if they just call me, you, Felix, and 7 other people and they say, yeah, form team. It's just like, okay, they say who can kick ball? Oh yeah, your team, go and kick it, and they just pray that somebody's head will connect with it. It doesn't look like we actually practice. And Moses, I've defended Moses a lot, and I like to defend him because I watch him closely at club level.
Dennis did something today, which other people have not seen before, and he has done it today while they are watching him on TV. What he has done today, he has done it before, even not people don't see it on camera. There was a match they played against Ecuador right here. He came in second half. There was a particular free kick that was near to the pole. He went to go and pick the ball on the throwing. The same thing was doing today. He did it that day again. He wanted to play the penalty. You will know. And you play the penalty. If the penalty hit the pole straight, fine. But the keeper touched it. That shows the penalty didn't have any power or direction. No quality. You understand?
See, I don't even want to talk about Dennis, because if I keep talking about Dennis, I will only say negative things because there's nothing positive to say. Like I said when I was talking earlier, his actions today are everything that you do not want from a player on your team. Like everything that you don't want from a player on your team. Undermining the coach, undermining the captain, being selfish, being personal. Nothing there is a sign of a good teammate. So Dennis did not cover himself in any glory. But again, you know, it's sad because Dennis doesn't care. Dennis doesn't care.
It shows.
Shout out to Yakubu Egbeni. You're laughing. I don't know what comment exactly you're laughing at. But yeah, but like knowing the little that I know about Dennis, he doesn't care, and that's the sad part.
Yeah, it shows he doesn't care.
But yeah,
it shows he doesn't care.
But welcome.
And that is what we need right now. If we are saying Ghana beat Denmark. You see? And we are playing with players whom they just pick right now. Those who play us qualifier were not the 100% that played today.
Yak, question for you, Yak. If now you will want take penalty, another player can't collect ball for you and Yak, what thing you would do? Because I know Yak was a good penalty taker. If somebody comes to collect ball from your hand, legend.
But yeah. For Nigeria was against Ghana. Let me say something today here. Against Ghana. Let me say something today. I know you will remember this thing very well. There was a match he scored a goal for us against Honduras. Sydney 2000. That third goal. That was 2000. That third goal he scored gave me my first 100,000 naira. That's what I always say. Because I put my bet that we are going to win. And they were leading us 3-1. You understand? But immediately he scored that third goal. I said this thing, that was 2000. I was in last Tech Ikorodu, ND. One of my happiest days. Immediately he scored the goal. I come crazy. But that is, I just want to say shout out to the big brother.
Shout out to the Yak. Okay, let's move on to Felix very quickly. Felix, thank you for joining us. And sorry, before you start to talk, Felix, hey, I think the legend is here. The legend is here. The legend is here. Big Yak, thank you for joining us. Yes, thank you. Yak, I've been trying to get you on my live for a while now. Today that I wasn't expecting you, you're here. Thank you. Well, thank you. Okay, so Yak, I'll ask you a couple questions. You know, I mean, I've been saying a lot of things. You know, I mean, I'm in a different perspective. I don't have any allegiance to anybody, so I say how I feel. But you know, the main thing that I want to hear is what's as an ex-player, someone that has been there, done that. What do you think is wrong with this team? Because we're not playing anywhere close to our level.
So much.
Because one thing, you know, Nigerians, when you try to tell them the truth, they will always get, people always talk like, he's right or he's wrong, you know. We don't get leaders for that team. You don't understand. You don't expect where coach we don't talk say, now this one will play penalty. One will go to dragon. 4 or 5 people, they will shout for this one. They go take and not take a wide. They don't put people number 1, number 2, number 3. You don't understand. If not, you not go carry him. You know, if you carry him, you can't go miss on a big problem. You know, we don't play for almost that. I play for over 10 years there, you know. So when you try to talk sometimes for Nigerian football, they're like, which you don't do. Which you don't do for Nigeria. We sacrifice ourselves for that country, you understand? But some people will criticize you. It's part of the game, you understand? You just understand. If you look at the team now, I think it's the best way, you know. We need to look at the old team. They're not young anymore. We have to rebuild. If we qualify for World Cup in how many years? 2020?
26.
26. You look at the team, they will be like 31, 33, or 34. Yeah, we need to start to rebuild now because most of the guys, 80% of the guys, they're not going to be there for World Cup. If we see they use the same players, we need some of these young players there.
Yeah, I have
players too.
Yeah, so Coach, I have a question for you. So this is something that is always a topic of conversation. Even in fact, our NFF president recently made a comment about it that some people did not like. This foreign-born, Nigerian-born, this whole topic. Yeah, you be Nigerian-born player that did well for us. Today, our best performer today was Bright Osai Samuel, who is a foreign-born player. So, do you think this thing matters at all?
The boys, we know they say they're not good or they're good. They're good players, you understand. But when you check African football, African football is very hard. You don't expect somebody who never play African football come Africa and come play for the first time. You'll find it very, very difficult. You know, in our days back then, you know, we used to camp for 3 months. Home-based player, we did for camp for like 2 months, no game. Every weekend we'll go to our club. I'll go to Las Vegas, go play, come back again. You understand? We need to start to build that team for the players for the home-based camp for 2 months, 1 month, come back again. You know, the boys for Europe, they're good players. But some of them, African football is very, very difficult. But you'll find it difficult for them to get used to them.
So, question, for example, now I understand what you're saying about African football, but like today now, where we play Portugal, not be African team where we play. You know, now Oyinbo people, European style.
National team is different from club side. When me from Israel, remember from Maccabi Haifa, sometimes I'll come to the national. But Fijo will invite me to Super Eagles. I will train all week. 3 hours before game, he will call me for phone from our hotel. He call me Yakubi. He say, Yakubi, today you sit upstairs in the tribune. You watch to learn. At the end, we finish game like this. I not go play because we get them JJ, Olise, because I was quite young with those guys, you know. So at the end, the bonus there was 3,000.
Naira, dollars.
Dollars, 3,000. Okay. You know. At the end, me when not play, they'll contribute money for me. I'll go home maybe 1,500. Go back to my club. I'm not really happy. Say I not start what I did for Tribune, but he said learn. We need to understand if you bring some players to the national team, so they're not ready to play now. But we, our so-called journalists like you guys too, we need to understand. He scored 1 goal today in the club, scored the next week, scored for 3 weeks, he scored 4 in 1 month. People start to speak, he's ready for national team. Let them call him. You call this guy, he's not ready. Big pressure. You understand? If you see this guy now from the highest, this boy from Bassi, he's playing very well. I like him. He's playing very well. You know, he can play left back. He can play central back. You know? you see the desire from that boy, you know, and Osime too, you know. And we need to understand these boys, some of these boys. You can't bring them to national team to start them. They need to understand the football of African football.
Yeah, another question for you. I'm talking about selection of players because I'm somebody that I tend to believe that players should be called based on performance at club level. You know, obviously I understand in certain, like for example, whenever we call like an Ekong, I always come here and say I understand Ekong might not be performing as good, but he has done well for us in the past. You know, he's our captain, so I understand certain selections. But at the same time, there's certain ones that I don't like. To me, I cannot defend. Like, for example, Etebo, you know, and Etebo has been there for Nigeria, has done it for Nigeria, has played for us in World Cup, in AFCON. We know that. But for the past 3 years, 2 of the 3 years, injury. The 1 year where you day fit, you know, they play for your club. Just this summer, he moved to Greece. He has played 5 games in Greece. How does he earn a Super Eagles call-up? I don't understand it. When players are playing week in, week out, how? You know, I wonder.
You wonder. Yeah, I'm not the coach.
I know.
No. Believe me, you know. But if you let's forget about this joke. You know, when you look at the so-called national team, the players, yeah, can you go around and pick this player? They're all the same players all over. You understand? Where this one day, a day for Turkey, one day for Greece, one day for championship for England, one day for this. You can mention the players. You know, when we mention nowadays, you see men. They are men, you know. They joke, but when it comes to game, serious. You have to be serious. You have to be married to play for the Super Eagles. When you get those men to play for Super Eagles, they want them. If they come in for national team there, you see the way they happy because I know so I deserve to be. I deserve to be there, you know. But we need to understand it's not about because he's been there for 3 years, 4 years, you bring him. Because you don't do there for 5 years. Even if you not there for, you bring him because he did there. You don't do there for 5 years. We need to change that our mindset of national team. If you want him, merit, bring and come for national team. I understand what the president they try to talk, say, you know what, those people when they're born for Europe, people will take, you understand what I mean? People will take them, say, why they talk so? Some people will say he's right, some people say he's not right. But when you look at what this guy is trying to say, from our view, some of them cannot play African football.
Sorry to cut you off. People in the comments don't they ask you say, what in this African football really mean? Because some people don't understand that.
It's power.
Now, gra. So
it's power. You're ready to fight.
Yes, I know that.
It's different from club side, you know, that you play with Leicester City, that they allow you to play easy. But African football, they're ready to smash your leg. If you go there, it's 50-50. You're ready to fight. I'm telling you, when we come national team, we go back to our club. It's like we start football again. We change our mentality again because you go to Africa, now fight. You come back to club. It's all about pass the ball. You know, you understand more Italian. African football is very, very difficult. If you bring these boys from Europe, they never played for national. They never played for Africa before. For them to adjust to the system. And one, don't forget, they said you're traveling for a game. They said flight is 12 o'clock. Maybe the flight is 4 o'clock. You'll be at the airport at 6. You'll be waiting for 5 hours. Wow. You mess your head up already.
Yes, man.
The preparation will mess your head already. And these boys, they're coming for a club where in Europe where if it's 2 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock. You understand? You have to change that mentality from Europe to African mentality. If you don't fit change it, there's a big problem. Victor and HB, I remember we were together in Everton, you know. When he came to Nigeria to play, you know the year broke it. You understand? You know the year broken. If they learn, the only person who can stay with for room is me.
Because the club teammates.
I be teammate. She never. They put until with Visit Yama. She know they stay with until now let me. Me, I dey stay alone for room, you know, because of as Brenda said. He preferred to go there, then he started to understand the Nigerian football, the African football, the way our training is different from the way we train for our club side. If you watch Nigeria warm up and European warm up is different, African warm up. You understand? From these boys from Europe to come to Nigeria, you see the warm up different from the way they do it for your club side. You see this one they go left, this one they go right. So you have to change that mentality.
So Yak, my next question, I don't know how long you want to stay, because if you stay on live, I could just throw question on your way. But my next question, so how do we find the right balance? Because when I look at the Nigerian players where we get here, I feel like we have no choice. We got to score some of these foreign born ones. We don't have choice because they are, they are good players. They are playing well. So
we not get choice. We have to call them.
So how can we balance it?
But now we're not going to the World Cup. Most of the friendly game we will face maybe next year. There's no friendly game anymore this year. I think it's finished.
No, until next year.
Till next year. So most of the friendly game we have next year is for we to invite. We don't forget about the whether we win or we lose. It's for we to invite fresh players. Okay, come, let's give them a chance to play and show yourself. If we continue to bring the same players every day, we will never see the next star. You understand? Those boys, they are good. They're very good. They're Musimi and Co. You know, but sometimes let's give this boy a chance to come play for friendly. But we see they're really good. Not when we get match to qualify for the Nations Cup or World Cup. We want to test these boys. We test these boys for friendly game properly. Let's see if they are ready to play. And if they're not ready, not because come and play for my country, you must start these boys. No. You understand? If not the home base player, player to play. I for under 23, I was the only home base player under 23 from Bukumu. I'm telling you today. The foreign base players, they sit on the bench for me because I was better than them. Nobody just joke. I will tell you the fact.
Yeah, I know say you good. Yeah, I know say
you understand. I said to myself, I said, any foreign players when they bring come, I will put them for bench. And I did it. Willie Bazwaye and Alosha Satuebu. In the dressing room, ask any player, you say the only home base player, amateur player, I was the amateur player for under 23. That start game from under 23. It's all about you believe. Give these boys a chance to show themselves. If they're not ready, you look for another. We get time to prepare. If not, if we continue like this, maybe the next World Cup will not go again.
Come on, that next World Cup. See this World Cup that we did not go for. You know, this World Cup that we did not go for, it pained me because everything we don't miss out on.
I'm not watching Ghana match. That Ghana match.
It pain you. When I didn't go to Japan, Korea 2000, it's sad too for me, you know. When you play every game, you go to Sudan, you know, when nobody believe will qualify, you score goals and you didn't go. After they say I go to World Cup, and then I go one.
True, that's very true.
You understand? Because as a football player, your dream is to go to the World Cup. And our players, they don't know which in me now. This World Cup when they not go.
They don't know.
They don't know. It's disaster, I'm telling you, because as a football player, if you don't go World Cup, you never play ball. And some of them they will never get that chance to go to World Cup again.
Yeah.
Because by the time the next World Cup, some of them will be 33. Go and check their record. Some of them are 26, 27. I've been mentioned the name. I check all their record. I don't be journalist. I know their age. So by the time he reached for World Cup, he will be 33, 32, and Nigeria don't want to carry 33 years, 34 years old to World Cup. The so-called guy from Watford, the central defender, our captain. Ekong. By the time we talk about World Cup, it's about 33 or so.
Our really Ekong, Balogun, Omero as well. They're all on the.
Yes, Musa now will go World Cup again because check his age.
Yeah.
By the time, and you know they play now. You don't understand. People don't understand. They have the chances to go now, they will not qualify, but most of them, they will sit down tomorrow when they retire because football goes so quick.
No. And what Yak is saying, sorry, before I don't know if you guys, I spoke with Samson Siasia. The interview just dropped today, and Samson Siasia said the same thing. I asked him. I said, Siasia, legend. I said, what is your greatest moment of your career? And Siasia told me, he said, going to World Cup. You know, he told me, it's like everything else that happened, going to World Cup.
Best thing, you know, like me when I went to 2010 South Africa. As a player, you don't need to deceive yourself. I knew that was my last World Cup. I was 29 already. The next one will be in 4 years. And Nigeria, once you're 29, 30, they say you're old. I know that was my last World Cup. And for me to be there, forget about the ball I miss, you understand?
Why you remind us, Yak, now?
I see they get shot every day from the ball. They forget the one I don't score. You understand? So for me to be in that World Cup, I will never forget. For my head, I was like score goals, Nations Cup, club side. Then he can't reach World Cup. I will not score again. So the one I score is special. I'll score all over the world.
Yes, ma'am.
So for me, it's an honor. Forget about the means, but for me to score one, I went to the World Cup to score a goal. It will be in the Guinness Book of Records.
You score in different goals. You score in Olympics.
You understand? Even in the Olympics, I remember the Olympics against Honduras.
Yes, the ball I can remember.
Yes,
the last goal.
That ball, 2-2, Abi.
From 3-1, 3-2 to 3-3.
From that ball, as I carried the ball, I'm telling you, it was a bumping joke. And everybody the boys from the bench and bumping joke, they're like, they shout, pass the ball, pass the ball. My head, I knew already. I said today, I will never pass this ball. Then I dragged the ball to the right side.
That side. Second pool. I remember very well. Yeah.
So when I remember that day, you know, for me to play for your country is unbelievable. To wear that shirt is something special. People don't understand. People die to play for their country. But for me to play, I watch the Nkano, JJ, then Amokachi. When I saw Amokachi play, I say, I like Amokachi all the time, you know. I say, I want to play like this guy. Amokachi is like my motivation, you know. When I see this guy, I say, no, I like this guy. That's why sometimes you see people call me Yak the Book. They say you play like Amokachi. I say, Amokachi is be like mentor, you know, when I watch growing up, you know. I was lucky, you know, to play with these guys. For these guys I play with, they are older than me. If people take me, they will be mates because I play with them, you understand? When you check of the national team, we go Mali. I was the youngest player in Mali with the Super Eagles then, you understand? I was the youngest then, the Olympics as well. But for me to play with these guys, you don't play 5 years for Nigeria, 6 years, like, you don't hold. You play with Kano, you play with Peter Rufai. You understand? Even Peter Rufai, when I traveled, I went for trials in Joe Vicente in
Portugal.
Rufai was me and Rufai were in the same team. Rufai never read the contract for us in Portuguese. But if you see,
you and Udeze play too.
No, Udeze play, yeah. Udeze play. We play for national team. But if you see Rufai, then people don't say, me and Rufai will not be age mate. I was lucky to play with these guys. I was lucky to play with JJ, one of the best players. I remember in the national team, JJ in the dressing room, JJ said, Yak, forget about saying I turn the ball, I turn the ball. He said, just run, I see you. I'll pass the ball to you. He said, if you run, I will give you true. He just you know, JJ love to dribble.
Yeah.
He said, just run, I will give you true. Like, so you have to know your players. But for we to move forward, we need to bring in these boys, give them to play friendlies to see who is ready, who is not ready. If not, we'll continue to be like this 4 or 5 games and no win. You know, so maybe the next one problem. You know,
I have another question that I want to ask you, Yak. You know, so this is me. I've never been inside a professional locker room. You know, so I don't know everything that happens there. So, based on what happened today with Emmanuel Dennis, what do you think the reaction from the other players and the coach? Would they be annoyed with him? Would they just say, "Oh, keep your head up"? Like, how would they react to that?
The coach will be pissed already now. Yes, the players will be pissed already because Emmanuel not supposed to take the ball because they don't get somebody who they say he will take the ball. Emmanuel never ever play for Nigeria like that. When they say he could follow them, those guys when they are the captain, they already. When they say, Naim say, okay, this one I ain't be number 1, number 2. You understand? They get up for club side, you know. Who we be number 1 if you know the number 2. But for him to go carry the ball where coach they say, give to that guy, captain go there, this one go there, 1 or 2, and he miss out. A big problem, you understand?
And another thing, so how, like, this our coach now so far? Me, I'll be honest with you. They give the man time, or they give him time. I don't want to say, you know, but so far, I never really see anything will give me joy. You, what do you think?
We get patient because, like we said, with the rebuild, we know we come criticize the coach say not the try. If the coach not the try, you know me, I would talk even when this guy, the former coach, they said, you know, I come out last time. I said it's the worst coach ever for Nigeria. I'm not go hide them. Like this one just need come. We could give them a chance. 5 games. We see till next year. You understand? When they start to play more friendlies, more, we see if he could take us to another place. If he not take us, why not? We have to look for another coach. But for now, let's just be patient a little bit. It's just patient.
The only thing I would say is, I understand that we are rebuilding it, but you know, say if I come and say, yeah, I want to rebuild your house now, I go show you the plan where I get for the house where I want rebuild. No, be say I could just come your house, start to break everything before I even tell you what I want to do. Right now, it just look as if everything just break for inside our squad. We don't really know, and we just they believe, say, okay, we go fix them. I'm really hoping, like, I'm not going to bash the coach in any way. I was saying something, I don't know, it's a personal thing, I said it. But me, whenever I watch match, and my team they play, and we're losing, especially when we're losing, if they show our coach, I know they like when they show the coach, our coach just they stand, just they fold in hand, just, you know, I always like make the coach they play the match with the players. You know, it just they shout, they say something at least, you know, even if na fear or something, where the players go get, it will bring some kind of ginger. But for me, whenever I look at coach on the sideline and coach just they stand, is obviously it doesn't mean, but it just kind of looks as if even coach don't know waiting they happen.
Nigerians need prayers. Now we pray fast, you know that we'll pray before we enter field.
Now we pray before we enter field. We pray before halftime. We pray at foot.
We need prayer. Let's give this guy a chance. We'll give him a chance. Then we see till next day. If you know, if he take us to another place, then we start to criticize and say not to try. You know, understand? But we still get time. but the time no long again, you know, understand? So that we need to start to rebuild now because the guys now, they're getting old. You understand? We need to start that rebuild now because we don't want there for another 6 years. We don't go World Cup.
Come on.
Understand?
This next World Cup.
It will be disaster.
This next World Cup, now for my country where they live, where they even play them, now for Canada, USA. So me already get excited. Say, okay, 4 years time.
Maybe I need to come out for retirement now.
Yeah, as it be or more, if you come out, it sure me say go even call you because nothing with our selection, you know. So and that's the thing. Sometimes when we talk about the selection thing, it almost sounds as if you are insulting a player. But I always talk and say for me sometimes all these players when say deserve to be in the squad and they come every time. Now you where they set yourself up.
I have a question. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, Felix, go ahead.
I have a question here. Big Guy, please. This thing has been going on for a very long time. What is the problem with African teams performing in the World Cup? Is it that we don't have the technical ability as our European contenders or Asian contenders, or what is really the problem?
You just answered the question already. We don't have it.
We don't have it.
No, we don't have it. It will be very difficult. It's hard to say when we say it will be very hard for African country to win World Cup. It will be very, very hard. Because when it comes to the experience and those small things, we don't have it. The European have it. Because we play the ball, we see already. By the time we make individual mistakes, we lost it. It's just like when you buy player for 80 million, you buy player for 6 million. You see the difference. The 60 million can play free kick, can pass the ball to that side, they have vision. The one for 5 million or 1 million only see to pass and shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I understand.
The way I like football. Because those guys, they see more than us. When it comes, they know how to manage the game. I watch the girls that play. I watch them for your stuff now. The girls that lost semi-final.
Under 17.
The female under 17.
Yeah.
Before the last penalty, one of the girls was dancing already. A bit twice. You remember? She was dancing already. Say we don't win. No, we start to celebrate. Before, no, but when it comes to African players, African team, you watch them when they start by Monday now. So the small individual mistakes will show. They will punish you. When you make that small mistake, they'll punish you. It's just like when you play against the big team. Big team will give you a chance to play, but once you make that small mistake, they punish you. The African team don't know how to punish people.
You know, the word, I think the word is that discipline that we don't have.
We don't have it. We don't have that. You see, African team, when it comes to World Cup, Europe, the Europeans, they have videos of the players, the way we play, the way this one play. They study us. The way we don't watch, we don't have. How Nigeria they play, they not get system. How Cameroon they play, they not get system. How Senegal they play, they not get system. They have level good players, just go there and play. They don't know the weak side of the opponent. They don't know the weak side of the other side. They just what we put in 11 good players.
Go and give us a result.
No
be waiting our former NFL president talk say, oh, it doesn't matter how you prepare. When you wear that green jersey of Nigeria.
Yeah. You have to know the tactics. You need to know their weakness and their strength. You understand? Where are they play? For World Cup, Japan for South Africa. Last lager back, we watched videos a lot of Bronzo about the team. It was very, very good. They tried to tell us, see how we will mark Messi. See how we will mark this one. See how they play. if African team get that discipline and the players stick to that discipline, like club side, send somebody go watch how they play, watch the videos. Like David Moyes, my former manager, he will come training ground 7:30 in the morning. He will go 8 o'clock at night. He's watching video of the opponent who are playing at the weekend. You do understand me, sir? Which of the so-called our coaches for maybe the home-based coaches don't travel, go Europe, go learn this thing? We don't get them. We need to travel, go learn this to get more experience about how to train. Everybody they wait for NFL to carry the travel.
May NFL organize coaching course.
Organize this. Coach, get NFL credit too. Not being go carry. Don't be they will carry you go do course too. You understand? Go Europe. You need to align yourself. As me as a day, so I dey go watch game, go watch train. I not be coach. I don't want to be coach. I just go sit down and watch clubs training, to see new things, to learn new ideas. If any coach come now say they want to come in Europe now today, I can guarantee you, I feel carry the coach go any club, may go watch training, and it's free. We pay money, not just to call it, and they will.
Sorry, una don't hear anybody here. If you are a coach, don't talk about. Say if you want come, if you go watch training.
If you come Europe, not me to buy
it. No be.
I feel organize any club for them. For England, say if it's 1 week.
Yeah.
We come to the training.
See, as you talk that thing, I won't ask you one question. I don't know if you won't answer me. But as you talk this thing, say you free organize any club. Waiting, I understand me say get level, get mouth for Europe. Now waiting, I understand me that. So waiting, you think of, and this is my criticism as I always say about Nigerian coaches, whether the ex ones or the present ones, the ones where they are Nigerian, they are always happy to say, this person is doing a bad job, that person is doing a bad job. You go there ask. Okay, let me bring us with that. Okay. You'll be wondering that this person that is insulting all these coaches, waiting then they do. Because before you talk, Sunday only say, me, I know like only said. No, be say I don't know him personally, but I know like I'm based on how we like to talk. Only said they always criticize. Go and find job, go find job. Go talk say now he be the best man for Super Eagles. When was the last time you work? Then hire him for one job, then sack him after 2-3 weeks. But he can criticize everybody. Now, that same only say they drag Jersey the player. Yeah? And now why I know say maybe you know fit talk, but all these things.
No, listen. So I serious, I just the joke. So but if you put this I tell you, you feel like you record them, but if any coach of Nigeria coach one come Europe here for England, one come see, come learn, come watch training, I can guarantee you 150%. I can speak to a club for them to see.
Sorry. It was not only said I was dragging Jersey, now Finidi, but all the legends now the same thing. Yeah, now Finidi they drag Jersey. With Simon go collect Pepe Jersey. Finidi come they drag the Jersey. You will not play match.
Maybe just the joke now.
Don't be joke.
I go work. Now when the game finish, I just.
Someone said, Baba, you go too far. I won't lie. People tell me sometimes, but for me, I believe say now this respect thing. I always tell people say I'll be a respectful guy. If I meet you in person, I will greet you. I will pay you respect. But when we don't call each other out, when people do wrong things, when we don't talk about what is right or what is wrong,
but when we just try to, the year don't finish already. No game again this year for the Super Eagles. But we hope the next friendly we'll start to get more players to see which one is ready before we get more for the game for Africa and for Nations Cup qualifiers, But it's not.
Bring someone. Bring someone.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
We will come there say yes, which Emmanuel Dennis doing, they nice as a player, you understand, but you just need to understand if coach just talk say Now this one they take penalty. Later, you don't need to drag them. And you know Nigerians, they forget, they forgive quick. Yeah, they always carry things, When you say you don't get good record already, you understand. And even when they call you, people they criticize, so they even call you safe, then you can't call, you can't miss penalty. They will try to tell and say, you don't do things like that. I know this face, so.
You know this face, Austin.
No.
Austin, Yak, the legend said he knows you.
I know, I respect you. I don't
know. You don't understand. Now, say, he ain't go learn from a mistake, you understand? Say, when coach don't talk, they don't talk, and I hope they'll let them go, forgive him.
Me, I know, I pray they forgive him. The thing will vex me, honestly, more than saying go drag Bobby. Say, I don't even believe saying supposed they the squad in the first place. So when in Congo drag that in, now waiting just vex me on top, so, but I hope they forgive him. What I will say again, like, this is no secret at this point. We've heard many stories about this one guy. When one story you can say is a lie, 2 stories, maybe somebody doesn't like you. But when we don't hear like 15 stories, all around the same indiscipline, lack of respect, we don't hear them many times from Nigeria or from Belgium or from England, though. Like,
the coach need to call and talk to them. If you think you not get respect for his teammate, na him problem good day, So to say may they not call and now you bless another thing there, So let the coach decide. If you think you need to speak to them, make you speak to them. Everybody gets idea, but even when we are there in national team, people think and they stop or want it, but they later realize we just try to help the team, you understand,
All right. Sorry, Yak, I don't know if you know Smithlai. Smithlai is a regular on our live here. Smithlai Nadi Nigerian football encyclopedia.
There's another guy. He not there today. He did for London. What's his name?
This guy.
He did for London. They always did for your show.
Yeah. I know the guy where they talk.
They always forgetting. I know. All of us they Super Eagles. They always do us for Super Eagles Tuesdays. Abe. Is it like Abe? Yeah. Abe. I don't know.
Abe na player now. You're not talking about a player.
Not a player. Not a player. He gave PS.
Oh, you talk about David Doherty.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yourself. Yeah.
Smithlai, go on.
It's good that you feel Yak, my first memory of you was actually in 2000, like around 2000 or so, during the Sydney Olympics. Then you know that there's a guy in Georgia like young and like Amokashi, at that time Daniel Amokashi was actually injured. I think he was going towards the end of his career then. Yeah. So you came into the picture. But just one question, you have played the national team, and there was a time you captained the Super Eagles too. You did not really tell us, how your journey went in the Super Eagles. Your journey is full of events. So many things happened during your time in the Super Eagles. But you didn't write any book to tell us that, okay, my story. There's some things that maybe you don't clear the air.
I don't play 1990 for Nigeria.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I want to ask this question. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
There was a time that during the qualifiers for the 2006 World Cup in Germany, there was a time that they said, some players were picking games. There was a game that we went to play in Angola. That was in Luanda. We considered the last minute goal from Aqua. So people were not turning up to games then. The people were picking games. Was it true, or it was just like from the media?
No. People, I didn't pick any game. Maybe some people pick games. For me, I love to play for my country. Understand? So, but normally whenever when we have game at home, you understand. Even when you have a small pain, everybody wants to run home to play. You understand? You know, but you want to come home, you want to show to Nigeria. It's different in our days, you know. At the airport, you know, you see airport go full, you know. Hotel go full, they want to see the they want to see Omokachi, they want to see players. But now it's different now, you understand? For we to come home, I'm telling you, bro, I enjoy them. We don't think of dodging game, you know, to play for Nigeria.
Smith, as you ask that question, just shake the table, finish. So, who is the player that you think is dodging game? Tell us.
Ayo, you wicked, Ayo. Just
there was a game we went to play in Sudan one. That was in October in Sudan. That was a must-win World Cup qualifier. After, you know, then we lost 1-0 to Sierra Leone. Was it Sierra Leone? And,
yes.
Yeah,
yes.
they appointed the late
Freetown.
Yeah, Freetown, yes. Everything was free. They even scored for free too. So we went to play the qualifier, and it was a do or die. You know, they say that there is a must win. So, and we went there with our guns. You know, when we went to that qualifier, anytime Nigeria put mind for game, we always come out on top. I remember you played that game too.
I scored 2.
Yeah, scored 2 goals. And what has happened between that time and this time?
I scored 2 in that game for Nigeria to qualify for Japan Korea. And that's 2000 Japan Korea 2002. And that place, and I was dropped.
Yes.
They said
we are coming to that.
Yes, not very bring talk now. They tell you now. And I was dropped, and you did not fight. You did not come outside and fight for me. Say why they not carry you and go?
No, the issue then because people, you know, you did well during the AFCON, and because they changed manager, I think they, you know, it was Keshi.
They changed Shaibu and Keshi. They brought
Keshi and Joe Eriku was with you guys there.
They brought Onigbide. And in that qualifiers, we qualified already. Then we had a camp in London. So so we had a camp in London, and I knew already I would not go to the.
Shemeka, check the chat. I sent you a message in the chat very quickly.
Yeah.
After you played almost 90% of the game in Nigeria, you qualify Nigeria, and the coach is asking you, what position do you play? So how you want to go World Cup? So even in training, I'll play maybe 5 minutes. It's like I came to do trials for the Super Eagles that year. So I knew already I'm not going to the World Cup, and it was sad. Sad. When you play, you sacrifice yourself. You know. Back then in Freetown, they were fighting war, you know.
Yeah, there was war.
Yes, there was war. We have to use a helicopter to cross to Freetown. About 8 players in the helicopter. Fly there and go back and pick the other players. You see the sacrifice with soldiers inside the helicopter. You see the sacrifice we took already to represent our country. At the end, and you were dropped in the national team for the World Cup.
Yeah, I think
then you miss one ball at the World Cup. They want to cut your head.
I'm just coming to. Sorry, I just go to that. Just before that, but that was the climax of the. I was going to that.
May you not kill us, Yaku. May you not kill us.
Yeah. After that, Onibide left, and they put in Christian Shuku, and he brought you back to the Super Eagles.
Yeah.
And something happened during the AFCON in Tunisia. You didn't say much about it. You were after the game against Morocco. Like 3 people, Bayaro, Agali,
Vito Agali.
Yeah, Vito Agali or Bayaro.
Because they get it very, very wrong.
Yeah,
they get them very wrong because they say we go hard, we break the camp rules.
Camp rule, yes.
So they came to our room. I think Egwaba was there. Yeah, Cerezo was there.
He assisted there.
Yeah, Cerezo and late this guy from Ibadan. What's his name? He used to be the board of NFL too. He's dead. He's late already. Ogujobi.
Yeah, that was Ogujobi.
I was sharing the room with Babayaro, I remember. So I was together in the room. Then they came to our room that night. I was like, where you guys go? We went downstairs. They said, oh, we use master key to come to your room. You guys were not there. We said we were downstairs. We saw the so-called camp commandant, one soldier guy back then, you know. We said we're there. They said, okay, don't worry. Go and sleep. Then we went to bed, you know. The next morning, so they just knock our door, you know, like, we need to see you. You guys should come to coach room. We went to coach room. Nibide was there. Not to Nibide, sorry. Christian Chuku was there. Cerezo was there. And this so-called guy we just spoke about. So, Taiwo Gujobi. Taiwo Gujobi was there. They're like, you guys break the camp rules. You guys should pack your bag and go back to your club. If we qualified for the next round, you will come back. Like,
I hear those stories. What is said is directly the truth.
I'm not lying to you then.
Everything is
then Babayaro said, Ekwabo said, let them say something. They're like, you don't need to say, this guy don't need to say anything. So look, we just go.
Wow.
Agali say something, then Babayaro say something, then we took our passport already. They said we should come back. I said, come back. After we qualify, we'll come back. And the worst thing, we went straight to our room. Seriously, we finished from the meeting with them. We went straight to our room. We were watching news as we were watching news, breaking news. The yellow line, 3 players.
Before you have even left the camp.
Yes.
Inside job. A serious inside job.
So,
wow.
So it's like we're like, so they already make decision correct. Before they move.
Wow.
Straight to our room. We see, you know, the yellow line.
Under the news.
Under the yellow line breaking news. 3 players. Celeste Babayaro, Yakubu Aibere, Vitagare, for breaking.
Wow. Okay, Smith, like let's allow Austin to get some words in because we don't the gist too much. Well, Austin, yeah.
But for me, I give you respect. You know, I just hear this and it's confirming a lot of things where we don't talk. Say our structure for Nigeria don't scatter. I mean, watching the game today, from your opinion, what are your positives and what are your critics? Because I don't want to pile on people, but I just want to see if there are any positives. Because I saw some positives, but I want to ask, what are your positives that you saw?
Like we said, we did rebuild, Abi.
Yeah, all right.
We're rebuilding, but we need players because some of these players they're getting the time we need the players. They're not gonna. For sure, they will not be there anymore because their age is not their time anymore.
Sure.
So we need to bring in the young ones now. Try and mix it with the Nigerian home-based players and see if they're good enough, and see the young ones in Europe too to see and give them chance to play. Because if not, it will be very difficult for Nigeria to qualify once these guys have in 4 years' time. You know, the more they break, the more you be old.
Yeah.
But it will change. Correct. So if you look at the team now, if you go online and check their names, 25, 26, 29, 30. So it's gone.
And
by the time
finish.
Some of them will be 33, 34. Yeah. So we need to start looking for the new young ones.
Yeah.
Start playing with them.
Yeah, sorry, Austin. Quick question for you, Yak. Because some people have been saying this thing, and it's true. Let's rewind a little bit. 2019 in June, I think. we played against Brazil. We played Joe Aribo's first match for Nigeria, I think. Second match after scoring against Ukraine. Okay, second match. And we played 1-1. We had a good performance. Now, fast forward to 2022.
Okay.
We cannot even compete with any decent team. I'm not even saying we should win. Just compete and let them not look like your senior brother. Do you think it is a case of the players then, maybe they are now past their best, or has something just gone wrong in our whole football that we cannot compete against teams that we could before with the same players, really?
Maybe I think maybe the team we play against are better than us. But they're better than us, but I still believe we need to start rebuilding now. Forget about these guys that are playing so well for their club. Some of them play so well, some of them now. Some of them don't even play at all. You understand? Some of them is 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I remember before Japan, Korea, before South Africa, 2010, I just came back from injury, then I start to play, It's the same people, they're like bench warmers. They're calling me bench warmers, you understand? Because you understand? Yeah, you say bench warmers, but I still come inside and deliver. Inside when I play, but we need to understand if you, like you said, if you're married to play for the national team, bring them. So come and try. We don't wait for the last minute when the last game we decide our fate that we want to try them. No. That's why we fail. If you look at the World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah, sorry. Another question that somebody just dropped in this comment, and I want to hear your opinion on this. So Paul Onuachu is a striker you're a striker, so that's why I'm asking you. Me personally, I think Onuachu is a good footballer. He's not the best striker in the world, but I think he's a good footballer. I watch him nearly every week. Somebody just said in the comments now that I don't care if Onuachu scores 100 goals in Belgium. He's not good enough. What do you think about Onuachu, in your own opinion?
For me, let me tell you something now before I answer that question. I remember when I think I was in Middlesbrough, so Guavon was the coach. Then I came to they invited me. Obafemi Matthews was there. This other guy from Italy, Ayo Makiwa, was there too, I saw the way he do the setting in the game and training like I'm not going to start. I will answer you, and I said to the way he said me, I was not happy, you understand, Sometimes I'll just kick the ball away, like I know I was supposed to start. So he knew already I was pissed off already. Then he said, "Come, I need to see you." I went to see him with Robinson, Okosu, yeah. Then they were like, "I won't go into details." They're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Coach." I told him, I said, those guys, they're good. Marcus is a very good player, don't get me wrong. He said, "But I know I'm better than this striker. I'm the best in Nigeria for now." You understand? This is me. Just like you speak about about his scoring goals in Europe. Maybe he's one of the guys that score more goals than the other striker we have in Europe. So if you come to the national team, if you don't play, if you don't start, you'll be pissed already. You understand? You'll be very pissed, like, I score goals in Belgium. You guys don't give me a chance. Okay, we give him a chance for him to play. If you give him a chance for 2-3 games, 3, he don't perform. If you don't score goals, you don't have much to say anything anymore, right? You're quiet. Not like maybe if you come now, this is my own. If I score goals, you understand? I come national team. You don't play me. You're going to play people who know they score goals before me. I'll pissed off already. Give me the chance to show myself. But the coach thinks, Osimo not the player now because he's injured, you understand? Osimo is very, very good striker with the desire he gets, he chases the ball for fun, you understand? So it's not there. Okay, you say, Osimhen is not there. I'm the next one. You understand? He's scoring goals in Belgium. Osimhen is scoring in Napoli. You're like, for sure, they would like to use Osimhen before him. Yeah, you know that. Yeah, you understand. So Osimhen is not there. These guys don't give me a chance. He'll be upset. If he's upset, we don't need to take it, or the coach don't need to take this thing personal, because the boy think he's better. If you give him a chance, if the boy don't perform, what do? Put him on the bench.
Yeah.
So then you zip him out, talk a Gabi.
Go on.
The question,
yeah.
Okay. So I was watching the game today. I don't watch the first half. Second half, I can't watch out. Guy, the boy was playing almost midfield, almost defensive. He dropped all the way. And what got me a bit upset or confused, say, our formation. I know people are blaming the coach. From another chat, people say they blame the coach, and the coach problem. As a player, former player, I saw if formation no they work. Well, where they field, we get sense, we be professionals. I mean, I would think say at least suppose organize yourself.
No, normally, coach, you have a system you play. Correct. Coach, play like this. There are some things you see. You say, I need to do this. Coach don't need to tell you.
Exactly.
You have to use your own brain to do it. Not like coach say, make I just stay for right side. Make I not move. I will just stay there. When you supposed go left, you open, go there, coach, make I stay. You be dumb. Correct. You understand?
And I understand.
Use your brain.
And Smith, like before you go, sorry, Austin, I just wanted to quickly comment on something on your question. I don't know if you guys have watched it. This is free promo for them, but not that they need it. But there's this show on Netflix, Captains. Is a show they were following 6 national team captains on their journey to qualify for this World Cup. Jamaica, Gabon, a few national teams. And I remember I was watching it, and the Jamaica national team, they literally had this thing at halftime of one game. I think they were losing 2-0. And they came in, and somebody in the locker, one of the players, was telling the coach, like, he was shouting, was like, our formation is rubbish, like, our formation is bad, we're doing bad. And I remember the coach came and he said, guys, the way we are playing, it does not matter what formation we play today, they are going to beat us. The coach said, if you are not winning any first ball, you're not winning second ball, you're not playing with any desire, and you're coming inside locker room to tell me that my formation is bad. So when if we look at, I'm not even used to this game. The game against Ghana, for example, that we lost, it was a lack of desire, in my opinion.
Yeah, but when you look at the team, between me and you don't see the team. A they shout for B, say, why do like this? No.
Yes.
We don't have that. Everybody, they are too nice. This one is my body. This one is my body. I don't want to offend this one. I don't want to offend this one. So when they start to say, if you are doing wrong in that pitch, you challenge and say, wake up. You understand?
Correct.
We go South Africa. Chidi Odia, ask Chidi Odia if you don't like it. Remember this day. I captained that game, I think Chabalala, so one of the South African guy was just take Chidi on. I tell him, I say, you do for yourself. I say, see, whether a boy to see the place. Then he tell me, say, Yak, he swear for me. I don't want to talk the word, He swear for me. For the me, I did laugh him. You understand? When I swear for him, he can't wake up. He not be see me, I not be friend. As the game finish, me I still laugh. With me, I still sit down after the game. Take small tea, chop, have few drinks. Everybody from what you understand. But I think the team now, they're too nice. They're not if you talk to each other. Say, we need to do this one. They're too cool. My body is.
Yes.
Will be too much bodies. I don't want to offend them more. Only 3 days. There's only 3 days we'll spend here. I don't go my club.
And they celebrate together too.
Just one more question. The reason why I even ask this question, say, if your people are using what do you call them, Aircon and Akpo as useless centre backs, everybody has that opinion, because when they have the ball. I've been telling somebody say, if there's no channel to pass through the ball, as a centre back, if you don't have channels to pass through the ball, what do you feel do? throw away ball for who? And people are accusing them, say they don't. But again, I mean, it's just to me.
When for our days, then how's Yubo, yes, Yubo was captain too, you know. Yubo like this, we say, you know what? Yeah, Yubo, sometimes they get argument for national team. But people don't understand. I say cheap. I say, if I say see what the defender for the other side they do us as a striker.
Correct.
You understand? I say you do the same to the striker. If it is best for us for front, I say do the same way that striker they do to us. See, man can the same way they match us. I say yes. I say you. I say yeah. For national, I say defend for us, leave front for us. We will score.
Yeah. So let me just quickly throw you back to something quickly because I don't want to forget this question. You know, it's like what they are asking you now. You know, I remember listening to Gabalawa just before you joined national team there. He said that they had a new coach after they have sacked. I mean, you know, Nigeria now, we do things in a very unique way. So they just sacked Troze after qualifying for the World Cup in 19, and they brought in Bora. I don't want to forget this question. Because Troze was playing 3-5-2 and we didn't like it. I remember listening to Gabalawa just before you joined national team. During the first game against Spain, the coach set up to be 4-5-1. You know, Nigeria, he said they are not used to playing that. But they just said within themselves, they say, guys, we go play with that. And at the end of the day, when they twist among themselves, because the team worked well. I want to now ask you this question. In Ghana, 2008, so you are very, I think you were very established national team there, like big classic national team, because you were like you have spent close like 7 or 8 years. He said within themselves, you know, people expect Nigeria to do well because Ghana was like our neighbor. You know, it's very close Nigeria. We lost our first game to Ivory Coast. We drew against Mali, and when it was the last game against Benin Republic, some people said that you took the responsibility upon yourself because you were like try and see the game out against Benin Republic. Like, what type of thing did you do there? You know, people were trying to take us past because Ghana was like
because we're very
close Nigeria. We lost our first game to Ivory Coast. We drew against Mali, and when it was the last game against Benin Republic, some people said that you took the responsibility upon yourself to try and see the game out against Benin Republic. Like, what type of thing did you do then to take us past the group stage?
Because we're very upset because we lost against our first game against Ivory Coast, right?
Ivory Coast, 1-0.
Yeah, we lost already. We knew already if we don't win that second game, we don't carry our bag. We're going back. We say, you know what? We need to. It was what's the coach? The German coach.
Betty Votes,
yes. Yeah. Betty Votes was a top coach as well too, you know. So we were like, we need to wake up. We made mistake already. We need to correct it. We need to fight. Then we fight. We won the game. I scored in that game.
Yeah, I think you have Nick scored.
Yeah, I scored in that game, you know. It's all about you guys need to come together. So you know what? We don't lose this first game. We need to fight and win. We'd always tell that we strikers, we'd always tell them, Yobo, back then, say, Yobo, make you guys defend. Leave that, just keep that back for us. Leave front for we. I said, we will score. If we score, may they not score now. Just lose it. And the end, we will do it. You understand? We end up, we lost against Ghana. You understand? When I scored penalty, everywhere you see the stadium was quiet.
It was quiet, yes.
It was dead. You know, but at the end, we go out from that tournament. We get, if we tell them, when I see the Omokachi 98 team, those guys, they were men. They were men, they terrible ways. I remember before we traveled to
Sudan. We were in Kano. We were in Kano. I think we trained in Kano also.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Am I wrong? I'm right.
No, you're right. You're right.
We train in Kano because they say it's hot. From Kano, we go Sudan.
Yes.
I chased one ball to the wing. If you see the way Taribo was smash me, I was like this. He said, "Get up there, get up there." Like, I said, "Pastor, we get this now." And these big guys there, I'm telling you, for the boss when they take go training, they're not born you where when you go sit down for back where those guys they will slap to say, go from small boy, who you be? I did tell you story today, guy. We did play game for Port Harcourt. Me, Taribo West, Ifeanyi Udeze, I think Jelos Agawa, then I think JJ Okocha. We all fly this. We fly on Tuesday. We go Port Harcourt. Also, we reach training. You understand? That, to tell you these guys, Taribo say meeting for inside page. Say you small boys. And I suppose don't they since Monday they wait for us. You see, when they come here at the same time with us, and I suppose don't they they wait for you. JJ Paje can say, wait, if they come now, they get why they come now. They come later. You say no, they're supposed to
they feel the arrival.
They wait. See, they were not there for camp. Since they wait for. They don't bring you where to sit down for back seat where those guys.
Question for you.
Leadership is missing.
Question for you. So because this leadership thing, so you said it earlier, and I think that's one leadership. Of you know, when I think of it more, I think you are very right. So my question for you is leadership here. Do you think that there's any way that we can unorganically inject leadership into this thing? Because how I understand leadership here is either you are a leader or you are not.
Exactly.
I think the for that team, the other guy when I see say they would try to talk. Now this central defender, is Ekong.
Yeah, now the captain.
The captain for Watford. Yeah, I think that the guy at CCC get that team leaders from body when they say if it's the talk for the team, but we know we compare those times when we play and now it's big difference now, you know, because the two get bodies. This one is my homies, this one is my body. I don't want to shout for that. We could just do 3 days, 4 days, we could just go our club, you know. If they stop that, say I don't want to tell this guy say they do wrong. The football we will play good football. You know, we will fight for each other. We shout for each other for peace. You can do better now. If you're too nice, Mr. Nice guy, not the way you do something now. You know?
May I ask you something? So, a little bit different from Niger. This whole issue with Cristiano Ronaldo and all this would happen for Manchester. He echoed the same thing. Say the generation don't change.
You don't change.
I don't play pro anything, but even like in collegiate sports where I play, now the same thing. A rookie, a freshman, will come one challenge person within under the 2 years or 3 years, you know. So going back to what you're saying, and even what we watch today, so there's some truth in what is really happening. It's not only in Nigeria, but the question goes back to you have to have it inside of you.
If you have that inside you, it don't change because when you look at these players now, most of the players now, they get nice wristwatch. They want to play football, call nice wristwatch. They want to get nice car. They want to get nice house. But you know, you get that discipline to say, you know what, I feel sacrifice to do this. You know, if you check these statistics for the elite player when they make maybe it's 25, become top players. Some go play football, but you know, be top. You know, play top level. You go play for a smaller club before you don't retire. You understand? So not go able play, they don't finish because some of them know they listen. Cristiano, they right because everybody went play for our time. They will talk and say this young generation now is different from our days back then. You know, when we say you get too many challenges. Understand? Me, I know house when I come from. Every player get history, where it come from, how it takes so far, how it not take so far. Everybody gets story to talk. Is how you take motivate yourself. You understand? Say, you know what? I want play here. I want to remain that top. If you see so many players, they're like this, from here like this, descend, like plane, come descend. It's finished. You know, see them again.
2 questions for you.
Sorry, sorry, Austin, before you go, I will have to take you and Smith Lai off very soon so that I can bring a few more people.
Sure, I ask 2 questions. Two questions. So, Ayo, I know you asked this in earlier with the whole foreign born and local born and all that. Okay. Now, do you think there's an issue? Is that part of the issue? If I focus for Niger, do you think if we start grooming from local boys, you think say that go build that zeal, that hunger, we go 8%, naturally? And second question be say, you think say money, because of money, where they enter the game, you think can't kill that motivation, even for Europe and for local side? What do you think?
We need to start this. We need to start to groom these home-based players. We say we go organize camp, even now for 1 month or 2 months. Home-based Super Eagles. They will come there, the best home-based player. They will come there, come camp. They will train every day. Then weekend, go back to your club and play game. Come back. If it's for 1 month or 2 months, you do and they go back. You bring them come again after 1 month or so. They come. So we start to prepare these boys. In our days, we do them a lot. When I did Julius Berger, you can't bring boys from home-based player from nowhere. Come join the Super Eagles. It's hard to. How many home-based players don't start game for national team now?
And see, this thing with home base, another thing that is sad because what you are saying now, with this short thing where you just talk, now organization be that, now preparation be that. And unfortunately, we don't get people where they run our football, where they even think in that kind of direction.
Exactly.
We get home base squad, but they know they train. Now just one match. They just call them one day. We are 21 of you. You are flying to Costa Rica to go and play match. We think they want this.
To add to that, if you go YouTube, you go see other national teams get, national houses, national, places where players feel come. Lodge, all these things, practice where. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So let me just ask my final question. Back then, it's just back up on this question that my brother here has. Back then, too, you were playing for Julius Berger, but at that time, we know you. We knew your ability. You took your time before you went to Europe. But nowadays, if you call a player to national team now, before you blink your eye, he's already in Afghanistan. He's already in Latvia. It's not.
No bad though.
See, but it is true, and see, it comes down to how poor our league is being run. Because every player in Nigerian league, they don't care which league they are going to. They will leave Nigeria league and go to Libya.
You say you're right. Any player for not any Nigeria player, if you give them good money, for Okomo when I played before, how many years ago, he will go there. You understand? For football, you need to understand. When I start from Okomo, then I went to Julius Berger. If you don't love football, may I tell you today, if you don't love football, you know make them. You have to love football. The name go come, the money go come. Some never play, they don't chase the money. When the name not there, with your name, even if you don't get good season, that your name will carry you, go give you money for another place. But most of the players now, they chase money first. Where they don't they're not they stable for one place. They just do here now for 1 year. One club they call them. They will go there. They send our money. Don't forget, most of our players, when they end up, they not get residency for where they
Oh, true.
because some people they like 4 years now to get in paper now. Will come out say one club, one give and this one. He will come out. At the end, he'll go back to Nigeria. They struggle for visa. And maybe the guy went there for the security guy went there for that gate there. He never like him face. You say, my friend, go back. Go and stay at the back. You understand? We need to understand. So you have to love the ball, love football. The money will come. Don't put money first. If you put money first, the ball, you know, play long, you finish because if they put money, you not make name. Who won't give you money? Nobody this you. You go one place, they give you $3,000. Where you supposed to stay for 1-5 play, patience stay there. Big club will come by, you will go for crazy money. So one jump, one agent call them now. So Nigeria player get 5 agents, they change agent anyhow. They're not this stable. Today, when you say I get club for you, don't come and leave this one. Go there, collect. The agent will collect money, you know, call them again. Another one call them, you know, call them again. Another one call them. When you know they play well again,
nobody go call them.
When money not there yet, you go to call that agent. And go there. You say, I'm in the meeting. I call you back.
Okay.
Right, let me let you go.
But you know that when I was asking questions, you took over the question from me. You didn't allow me to even land.
Okay, talk. Yeah.
Okay, so that you land. So that I want to bring by. Yeah. Sorry,
let them finish.
We're going to end the live on the hour. So
I will show you now.
Yeah. So let me just you know because when you said that you were very confident there, and we all know that you were very good there, but you know. Talent now, I can't say that we're at the same level with when you actually playing because when you play for the Super Eagles, I think we had 3 players that was like likely home-based players there. There was Dikudi, there was Eric Ejiofor, and I think Eric Ejiofor
we played together in Makati as well too.
Yeah,
we live in the same building.
Yeah, Makati. I know you went to Makati.
Yeah, we played Champions League together.
Yeah. Wow. So my question is, what's from that celebration like this? Like when you score, it's always
that celebration. What's it called? Steven Pinard.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, Steven Pinard watched a lot of Nigerian movies, and he watched this movie called Unkwa. Not Akab, but this other man. That went to London.
Osofia. Yes, I know that. He's made his big movie.
That movie, Unkwa, when he started to dance.
Yeah.
So Pinard watch it. Pinard said, bros, if you score, make you do like this. So I changed it. So as I changed that to that, I can't score. I can't do that like say at the dance. I can't score. I can't score. I said I will do it again next week. I can't score, so I can't carry on the go. So now that guy music when that guy video when he won movie, that man now he watch Osofia. Yeah. So because that's Unkwa, now the movie Unkwa. Yeah. So that's why we started.
That was a good question. Thank you.
Yeah. So please save the live on YouTube.
So.
Yes, I'll save the live so people can watch it
on YouTube.
I will leave you guys now.
Yeah, you don't come out. All right. No, I mean we've kept you here for long.
Yeah,
so
I surprised you today, now.
Yeah, thank you very much. I
it
appreciate
was a
your
pleasure.
Presence and
No. You.
Hey. Long time no see.
This one where Nigeria just see.
Sulaiman was waiting for his call up now. They did not call him up.
I've been waiting since Yak played for the national team. And I'm still waiting after this with this current generation. Can you imagine? Yeah.
No, that's small now.
Oh boy, don't pass my time. These small boys enjoy their time.
How come you never sleep by this time?
Oh no, I'm in America.
Oh, okay, the time.
Yeah, no, we still early for us.
We there almost 1 o'clock.
Your eyes not the close, myself.
Sulaiman, drop one question quickly for Yak before Yak leaves
us. No, I just wanted to mention a couple of things you were saying because I was with the team in Abuja in what we played before we played Ghana. Yeah, now you cause I will not qualify go Ghana. Where did against Ghana? Where they tell us say we go borrow their strikers. Now your fault. Your fault now. Why you talk that kind of
Because I don't get confidence. You know
now only you.
the confidence when I get, I say we will borrow the strikers.
I get one final question before you come out because this person just reminded me.
You don't only say you get one final question.
No. This one you go be final as long as nobody bring another thing to my mind. But so you said it here on this live. Say even you said you did not like the former coach, Genetro. So it gets some people now where they always disturb me every day. Say, Ayo, you have to go apologize. You say if you don't like Genetro, blah blah blah. So in your mind now, was it a bad decision? Or was it necessary for them to sack Raw as things don't unfold now?
If we give for me, for the evils I can see is long time ago.
No, that's a good point because you mentioned something. He started well. Remember the game against Ukraine, against Brazil, and all of a sudden, almost like bless as they don't pay the guy money, everything just started to go down the drain.
No blame him.
I don't since since because every year now they rebuild. You give coach time, you understand. We give coach, like I said, we give this our new coach time to give us what we want. People they criticize me when I not score goal now, but I know we'll consider the tier one player, say this player is shit or one thing. No. You understand? But I would say he's good or he's not good. I know we'll call the hammer him like mad. But that coach, I said it, I say he's one of the worst coaches then. You remember I said it, you remember? People ask me, are you sure you I say yes, I said for me, I don't can see it's long time ago. He contribute why we not go World Cup.
Let me ask you this. I know you guys go. I never asked one question. I never asked question. I just made a joke. Initially, about the question, about that joke. You had said something earlier about leadership, no they calm, no they team. When I did it with the team in Abuja, one of the players said one thing. He said, today's Super Eagles, a big player based on how much he makes and if he plays for a big club. But that wasn't present in your time. It wasn't based on whether you did play for a big club or you did make money. What was the how do you pick the best players on the team then?
How do you pick the best player?
How did you know who the best player on your team were?
You mean at the national team pick the best player?
Yeah, because in training, the best players, you picked yourself, right? Everybody was fighting. Today, you can't tell.
This question you asked me, the difference is clear. You can see. You see Mercedes, you see Okada, you see Suzuki. You see, the difference is clear. When you look back then, I just a joke, when you look back then, Joseph Yobo, Everton, Yak, Everton. Then you went to Tijani Babangida, Hayas, Kano Wako, Arsenal, Jejo Kocha, this one, they were Victor Weber, Borussia Dortmund. We're talking about players. How many Nigeria players now you mention not play for these big clubs anymore?
That's a good point.
Huh?
That's a very good question. No, it's a good question. Yeah.
Now you see the players now where? How many? Not there again. So we need to understand we not get those players anymore. Now what we get now with the use.
So why are people called the talk say, why do our people called the talk say this generation, they are great, they are this, they are that? It's like, why? Why people call the talk that? Did they overpraise these people more than what they are?
You bring these boys there now. I'm telling you, when I did for Everton, just came back from Achilles injury, 9 to 11 months I didn't play. Then to the World Cup, I played 70 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. You know, I went to the World Cup. The next year come, Moy say, don't go. I said, the Moy say, I cannot go. I say, which I want to, where I go Leicester Championship because I want to get game time.
Yep. And then from there, went to Blackburn.
I feel sit down for Everton. They collect my money. They for code. I say no because I want to play. I say I can't go Leicester. Even when I go Leicester, I message there like it's finished.
See, yeah, I know what ask question again, but as you talk that Leicester, you know, say we get one player we just they sit down for Leicester bench week in, week out.
They shake table.
Ayo. This guy, we don't change.
So I go Leicester because I want to play Saturday, Tuesday, so that I'll get my fitness. I'll bring back that my market value.
The next year, Blackburn.
I go Blackburn. I go Leicester. I play 21 games. I score 12 goals, 2 in 1. I go Blackburn.
17 goals.
17 goals.
I remember that season.
From there,
God at Old Trafford against Man United.
From there, where I go from Blackburn, I can't go China. You understand? Because I not choose to sit down for me. I collect money every month. I sit down, make code, they catch me. I will sit down, they say they collect salary. Then your market value, they drop.
They drop.
When your contract finish, they release you. If you are making 20K a week, maybe you will be very lucky to be getting 5K then that time because your market value don't drop.
That's a huge drop though. So, that's a huge drop. You will live on 20K a week per row. Then you be that kind of life. You live that kind of soft life.
Your standard don't.
You don't rise. You don't get soft taste.
Then you can't go down.
That one a serious news dive. That a crash land.
As people said, honestly, I know say I don't talk. Say I don't go ask question again. But see, all these things. What I'm just getting is that the players. What I'm understanding is that the players have the wrong mentality. You know?
Yes. Now we tell you so.
I'm the kind of person that like ego track and my business, now social media. So I am somebody that I always say like I encourage players to use social media. I do. But at the same time, I observe a lot. You know, I remember this one. I won't lie. If you're a Nigerian player, I'm in your business. I will tell you the truth. I'm in your business. There's a Nigerian player that I was looking at him recently. This guy is very active on social media, showing off lifestyle, showing off everything. I go check in club. This is true story. I went to go and look at his club. I looked at the club roster. Everybody, the whole club's weekly wages for a week now 50K. I don't know how much that player they make, but I just the reason I'm saying if your whole club puts together a weekly wage bill now 50K, your whole salary. Let's even imagine say you be the highest paid for your club.
5K.
Your whole no fee pass 5-6K a week. But this player, if you go on there, I don't go mention name because people go fight me. But if you go on the person's page, there is more lifestyle, Nike shoes, fancy car than football. Do you think it is a problem, or do you think everybody just did different?
Thank you.
Everybody different for how you show your lifestyle. You understand? You know, if you tell me say why they do this one, why in the do my lifestyle. If you did do them, I'm telling you, how would he did now? I don't want
player. Now early 20s, now young player. He never played rivals before, so
he never. No, now they tell you, he never played in early 20s. Before you know, he will be 26. Before you know, you don't talk of retirement. He go so quick for football, for life. You know, when you see young player now, before you know, he's 16. Before you know, Dele Alli is 26, I mean 20.
No, what a sad story.
You understand?
What a sad story.
When you see talented players like them, many players will come. Nigeria player, before you know, the age goes so quick. But if they don't realize them now, they'll think say that a joke. So many Nigeria players now. Obi Mike, when he retire, not be this year. So how would Obi Mike be that time? He don't turn 35. He don't retire. He don't turn 36 because he go quick. You don't need to tell them. I remember for Everton sometimes when we would try to talk to these young boys. Then Steve Pina say, boss, leave them. See, they will know what you will talk. If you don't listen, Ross, he will come, they follow you, they do live chat every day, no worry.
Yeah, you must have you are a very disciplined player because I don't go lie. What you just talk right now? 99.9% of players do not live by it. If you tell players, like if you start to try to give your fellow players advice, they will say how much they make, who you be, what do you know? 1, 2, you want make a retire, and I never take retirement yet. Like footballers are never thinking in the future. They're always thinking now.
Yes, because if you not listen now, it will go quick, I tell you.
I know that. You know that. But they don't listen.
So many players, you understand. From one place, you think say the player will become top. Listen, he can't descend, he don't finish. He don't descend. So many players there. You think this player will become top. If you go where I grew up for Benin, you go ask anybody where I grew up. We get stars for Benin. The place where I grew up, they drink, they smoke, they do everything, But at the end, I choose not to smoke. I'm not a smoker. I never smoke one day. But I grew up for where they smoke everything where you want. But it's depend on who you be, where you come from, which you want to achieve. When I say I want to look after my family, I want to do this one. That's my motivation. So I do them. God bless me. I feel do them. I like. Thank you, God. I did for you my house. I say yes, thank you. I thank God for my life because you don't see. I'll tell you one before I go today. I get chance to go Dubai. I just tell you now the last one I'll tell you before I go. A year for me to get my passport, 2 million net. It is I not go.
Baba, you go come back. Dubai,
if I go today, I know get passport to take travel.
So you go stay. You go this talk.
Now for Lagos, you go stay.
Na Lagos, I know fit to go dey run around for visa. You understand? You understand? Maybe the 2 million I don't finish now. So
you don't go buy one nice G-Wagon.
Family problem. You give this one. You want do business. This one do this one. Your friend want do this one. You don't give this one. You give this one. At the end, you say,
which I think 2 million do.
You get the passport. You don't get them. So now,
that's true. No, you're right.
Now God, thank God for God to give us wisdom. I tell you, it's a lot of money.
But it also shows that you're a disciplined person. Because it's character one thing, it's also discipline. Not a lot of our footballers have that. You see the way these boys live on the ground.
You've seen so many now because of I tell you, I mentioned someday now they don't day somewhere where they're supposed stable, they don't come out. Where they're supposed stable, they don't come out. At the end, they're like, oh, I make that mistake. When you make that mistake for football, you're not coming.
They'll come again.
Because the time you want correct them, you don't turn 25, 27, 29, 30. You don't get that kind of power when you take people on again. Please don't come up for your side. But what you do?
Now small boys they chase you now. Now small boys they run up now.
You call the old Jesse said they see you around.
See, when they slow down. So when they slow down. Ah, that's a good one.
But the good thing, make we just thank God for life, Then day night say I talk to you guys. I enjoy that company.
Thank you.
Yeah, before you go, let me just say, make I hear you properly. Feed the yak and he will score. Feed the yak and he will score. Feed the yak, feed the yak, feed the yak and he will score. This guy, you know how many times I heard that song at Portsmouth, Middlesbrough, and Everton games. It brought joy to our hearts. As a journalist, it made me a fan. To see a Nigerian player doing great, that was good to see.
You see one thing for the life now. They say, look now, with a chat, we know they come here, come to insult somebody because we don't know tomorrow. We talk like brothers, like we brothers will be friends. If tomorrow now, if you respect me, I respect you. That's why they here today. They follow you and do talk. If you not show respect to somebody, we show respect to you. You understand? I think I always watch your stuff. Sometimes I just go 1 minute, just watch you. I just greet you. I don't, not say it because we don't know to make we enjoy ourselves because this life too they short. May God continue to keep us.
Amen. Amen, my brother.
May no stop, Jimo. I they watch you way the box, so may no stop. We they watch you.
I they go tomorrow again. Tomorrow afternoon.
Sha, where the motivation? You know they play again now. Where the motivation day?
No, I they train every Wednesday. I they play football every Wednesday. I say they play
Don't worry.
Every week I go play.
It did my plans. Thank God say you don't come alive today. One day, like we organize Legends match.
Are you going to get into coaching by any chance?
No.
Yeah, he said it before that he does not want to coach.
Actually, no. Not be for me.
But you have an academy now. You have your academy.
Yes, that's true.
Then I get
that's giving back.
I get boys when I look after too.
For back home.
Back home in Europe.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. That brings joy to my heart. That's giving back. That's the best way you can do it.
That's why we're there, we thank God, and I wish you guys.
We wish you the best too, man.
Yeah, see the comment from one legend to another. Daddy Shoki. Daddy Shoki. Random. I don't know if Daddy Shoki is still listening. I met Daddy Shoki when I was 5 years old. I can never forget. I was so happy. I came out of Baba.
Somebody call Shoki.
So happy.
Galala.
Galala. That your dance when you do against Ghana, no go forget. I did that stadium for energy that day. When you silence them with that dance, I did that game. I did that stadium that day.
Nice one. That is okay all the time. They crack me up with them box here. I did think when I come Lagos, now I come follow and spar. I don't know where they get that.
Just regular spa. I'm gonna go through blue.
When I not go beat person.
Now only for body spa, no face.
No face.
The face. Then NBC they want to give us crazy money. They want to spoil my face for free. But we thank God now, guys. You have a great night.
You too, man. Go get some sleep, man. Enjoy the rest of your week, man. Regards to the family.
Yeah.
Ayo, always pleasure, man.
Ayo, save this, man.
Yes.
Save this life.
Thank you very much, Yak. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, we're already over time, so I'm going to end it now. I wasn't, honestly, it's funny because I've been trying to get Yakubu on my life for such a long time. And I've if I open our DMs and see how many messages I've sent him, you'll be surprised. And today that I didn't even ask him, I was not expecting, he just pulled up and stayed with us for like 2 hours. So I really appreciate that. I would have liked to bring more people on, but honestly, guys, it's already really late, so we are going to have to end it. We're going to
I gotta go put my little ones to bed, man. This was fun. I really enjoyed it.
It was fun. For sure, guys, the video is going to be on our page, and I'm also going to upload the video on YouTube. So if you want to watch it, you can go watch on YouTube. Thank you to everyone that joined us from Facebook. We have how many people on Facebook? We still have 7 people on Facebook right now. We have 9 people on YouTube right now. We have people on Twitter as well that are watching. and we have 194 people here on Instagram. I appreciate you guys. If nobody's watching, we're not going to be doing this live. So
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you from those little tiny videos where they start long time ago to this, bros. Yeah.
Thank God for pandemic. Pandemic played parts.
Honestly,
pandemic played parts.
The pandemic really did a lot for Eagle Striker because I don't know where the pandemic really helped us. I found
out about Eagle Striker through the pandemic.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, thank you guys for joining. I'll let you guys go
thanks
now.
Everyone, man. This was fun. The comment section was lit. It was live. There was no insulting. That was interesting for once.
Yeah. Thank you very much,
guys. Gentlemen. All the best.
It's been a real pleasure.
All right, that's one.
And I'll just say, for any Nigerian footballer that I spoke about today, I hope you guys know that it's nothing personal. All I want is the best for Nigerian football. That's really, if you guys know me, you know that I only care about Nigerian football. I have nothing against any player. Anybody that I criticize, I'm criticizing based on what I think is right or what is wrong, not because I don't like you. Because some people go to message, say, Eagle Striker, you don't like one player, I like that player. No. If I think something is right or wrong, as you guys know, those that listen to me often, I say it. I say what I feel, of course, respectfully, but we have to be honest with ourselves. Thank you very much. Daddy Shoki, big respect to you. Big respect to you, legend. Honestly, Daddy Shoki is the first celebrity I met in my life when I was 5 years old. And I was so happy that day. I appreciate you for joining this live and engaging with us. It's been a pleasure. My name is Ayoti. This is Eagle Striker, the home of Nigerian footballers. And it's been a real pleasure. If you haven't already, check out our YouTube. New interview with Samson Siasia out on YouTube and out on all your favorite podcast platforms. We have a giveaway that is currently going on. You can check our page to see the giveaway. A lot that's happening. And hopefully more to come for Eagle Striker, for Nigerian football, and a lot more that we're working on. IoT, the home of Nigerian footballers. Until tomorrow. Thank you guys. Good night.